This conference will now be recorded.
I guess 6 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have no amendments to the agenda, so just need approval of the adoption of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second that.
Any further discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0-0. We'll open the public comment portion. Individuals may address the city council about any items of concern. Speakers must state their name and limit their remarks to 3 minutes. Generally, the city council will not take official action on these items, but may refer the matter to staff for a future report or direct that the matter be scheduled for a future meeting agenda. Any public comments? Public comments? I will close the public comment portion and we'll jump down to consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda are considered routine by the council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and be considered in its normal sequence on the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Any further discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0-0. Accounts payable, Kevin.
Just one to draw attention to here with check number 83179 for $18,805. It's the emergency siren repair. It's been completed. Otherwise, all normal expenses here, and make a motion to approve the accounts payable in the total of $36,374.05.
Any questions on accounts payable? Kind of like this dollar amount compared to what it's been. So when I saw it, I'm like, yeah.
I'll second that.
Any further discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0-0. Old business. Police Chief oath of office. I will call up Sergeant Tony Pasquale for a couple more minutes.
I got my phone, so I can't record it. Somebody gonna video that? I don't have my phone.
Put your right hand over your heart. Repeat after me. As a chief law enforcement officer,
As Chief Law Enforcement Officer, I, Tony Pasquale,
solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution
solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution
of the United States and of the state of Minnesota,
of the United States and of the state of Minnesota,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will enforce the laws of the United States, of the state of Minnesota, and the city of Zumbrota impartially,
that I will enforce the laws of the United States, the state of Minnesota, and the city of Zumbrota impartially,
that I will work in partnership with the public of the city of Zumbrota toward providing a safe environment, enhancing the quality of life consistent with the value of our community. I figured you'd never leave it. That's what Tony did, so I just figured we'll go slower. Okay? I figured Tony already had memorized this. So that I will work in partnership with the public of the city of Zumbrota
that I will work in partnership with the public of the city of Zumbrota
toward providing a safe environment,
towards providing a safe environment,
enhancing the quality of life consistent with the values of our community.
enhancing the quality of life consistent with the values of our community,
That I will adhere to the ethical values of professionalism,
that I will adhere to the ethical values of professionalism,
integrity, responsiveness, sensitivity, respect, and openness.
integrity, responsiveness, sensitivity, respect, and openness.
That I take the obligation freely,
That I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
on which I am about to enter, so help me God.
on which I am about to enter, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kevin, do you want to get pictures for us? I forgot my phone.
Welcome, Chief Pasquale.
Thank you.
Let's jump down to Old Business B, Covered Bridge Festival event, parade, and street closure permit application. Brian.
You guys have seen this before. Public Works signed off, police signed off. We're just looking for, council sign off on that. They need it to send into the state to get the road closure for Main Street. Tony has worked with them, and we've got all the barricades lined up and everything. Got everything planned and pretty much the same as last year. So.
Chief, you're not going to stay for a thank you? Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you. So yeah, Covered Bridge Festival, pretty much same as last year. Not too many changes. A little bit of a change with the car show. It used to leak across over in front of Nielsen's, but it's kind of busy over there right now with the construction going on. So it'll all be up in this area. I think James was consulted on any closures and things that we'll be doing up here. If not, we'll let you know. But I don't think there's as many closures as we had last year, even up here. So, but yeah, so got the sign offs from the staff already. Just need council sign off.
Just need a motion to approve them closures, which has kind of been routine now the last 3-4 years. So,
I'll make that motion.
any further discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0-0. Thanks, Brian. Let's do new business liquor license for Covered Bridge Festival. Brian.
Yes, one more liquor license for the Covered Bridge Festival. This is
The Conrads.
the Compadres LLC. Yeah, so I think they're doing margaritas. Holly had asked me about this, if it had gotten in yet, and I said, haven't seen it. So here it is. Miranda kind of fast tracked that one through. And so one more liquor license down there. I think this makes 3, I believe, total for down there, but just recommend approval of the temporary liquor license for Compadres.
They have all their insurance and all that that's required.
Everything's in order. Yep. Oh yeah, she won't move it forward without any of that. Or without all of that.
I'll make the motion to approve that liquor license, temporary liquor license.
Second.
Any further discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0-0. New business 7C, resolution 2026. I lied. 7B, police department camera proposal. Sorry. Tony.
Yes, so this is something that I've been considering for a while. With our turnover of staff, I've tasked Sergeant Josh Smith with our property and evidence room. And one of the things that has come up as a best practice that we're currently short on is some of our surveillance and some of our physical security systems. This is something that also came up in our BCA annual audit that came up this spring, that they would like to see us make improvements there. So we have applied for a grant in one respect to improve some physical security, but another thing that I'd like to see us move towards is some cameras covering the police department 24/7. With that being said, my proposal is for a system that's capable of 16 cameras. It would currently, we're looking at 11 cameras. I did mention to Administrator Grudem that it would be possible he wants to have some cameras in City Hall or council chambers, that we would be able to add that to the system without any problems. But otherwise, looking to cover our evidence room, our evidence processing area that officers have access to. With the configuration of our police department, that evidence processing area is currently one that the public does have access to travel by if they're using the restroom in there. Not something that's going to be unmonitored if the public is there as well. But if someone has a sleight of hand and something's sitting there, we certainly would want to have video footage of that. Also looking to cover our alcohol offense processing room where our data master machine is. That is something that we're frequently getting requests from various defense attorneys for that video surveillance of that room and that testing process. Currently, if we're processing someone there, we've got body camera video footage, but they are asking for that overhead angle to get a better view of what's going on there, especially when we're having subjects who are unruly for that process. Additionally, looking to cover, obviously, inside of that evidence room, I'd like to have a camera inside of my office as well. So if I am having the public come in to express their concerns, if there are things that get contentious, that if there's allegations made, we're going to have footage in that because it's not something that we're currently having officers, activate the recordings for just face-to-face public contact. If someone comes to the door, the officers aren't currently required to activate their body cameras for all those interactions. We're not using them, for example, fingerprinting, people coming to pick up golf permits, things of that nature. Certainly all of those things could have a propensity to draw a complaint, and we're just looking to cover our bases and cover our liability side of things with the camera system as proposed. It's a system that I have a lot of familiarity with. I've had a similar system at my own residence for the last 8 years now without a single failure, so I'm confident in the quality of these cameras. I know there's been issues with past systems that have been utilized at like Public Works building that weren't quite up to par. This would be a localized system. It's not going to be uploading any data to the cloud. These NVR, think of like a DVR that holds all the data, would be kept within the locked evidence room, so it's not going to be tampered. There's only myself and Sergeant Smith who have access to that room. And then again, it's not feeding anything to the cloud where you'd have to worry about any data and security reasons.
And I've kind of voiced my opinion with cameras and city property, the way the way the society is becoming with vandalism and stuff like that, that I don't think we can never not have enough cameras. Obviously, it's a dollar amount issue. I think with Tony doing this system, I think it's well worth it, especially some of the people you come across or the influence that they're under, so.
I tend to agree with that, especially when it comes through on your audit, and those are certain things that they're looking for. The only thing that I was wondering, I think you talked about safety dollars for those. I'm wondering if we can keep the safety dollars where they're at, if we can use what's in the equipment budget, if the dollars are there, which I'm under the understanding there are dollars left in there.
Yeah, when we were talking about this, I automatically thought of safety dollars because that's what these dollars are for. But I also talked to Kim about the set aside. The police department, they have a fund where they sell things out of the evidence room when they're passed and be able to be liquidated. And that money goes into a set aside. There's plenty of money in the set aside to buy these cameras if that's the way council would want to go. But safety dollars, that's kind of what this is for. Those safety dollars are for, with physical security within departments, things like that. But either way, the dollars are there in both accounts. So whatever you would decide, be just fine.
Money's money where it comes from. With safety dollars, they're more particular where we can use and how we use it. The set aside from selling the stuff is a lot more broader of what we use that money for. So I would lean towards safety dollars versus I would that set aside, just because of 6 months down the road, we need to buy something or do something and we can't use safety dollars for it. And we've depleted this, that's more bag that we can use.
Yep.
That would be my only leaning towards using safety dollars versus set aside. Just because
Yeah.
safety dollars is more.
It's specific. Yeah, and I'm still looking at an overall budget and the safety dollars that can directly affect our budget for the next couple of years going forward, to try and keep those funds there to do that. That's just my thought. I don't know if anybody else has one way or the other.
I think it's a good idea to do it and maybe the safety dollars, just because, like he said, it's a little more specific and this fits that criteria. So I maybe lean towards safety dollars for it.
Do we have a total of what we have left of safety dollars? I know Kim's not here, but.
Yeah, we have right about $119,000 left.
Left, okay. Which we're gonna use some of that, or,
We didn't end up using any of that for the overlap with
Chief,
Sergeant
okay.
Smith, because it worked out really well with timing. So we didn't end up having to go into that anymore. We did use some for the overlap on, was it Stephanie? And one of the hires, we used, we used some dollars out of there. But,
is there
Yeah.
a deadline on that? I don't think there is on that.
no, that's open-ended.
Okay.
Yep, that's, yeah.
We're using safety dollars for a big, like, put a lot of that money towards the next vehicle or whatever to bring our budget down at all.
Yeah, I believe we can use
Yeah.
it towards vehicles, certain vehicles. We can't use it towards an assault type vehicle, you know, or an armored vehicle, but I believe we can use it for.
For a squad.
For squads, yes.
Years to bring it, to kind of fine tune the budget a little bit.
Yeah,
We could, yeah. We do have some security, building security things too. We've talked about controlled access for the whole building is one thing that was talked about. And we talked about this in our executive team meeting as well on Tuesday. We always go through the council agenda and our safety guy, Brad, had talked about physical security for the front desk area. You know, right now, someone can walk in the office and keep going right through everything. So at some point, you know, we may want to look at maybe moving the whole window out to the lobby and that type of thing. So those safety dollars could be used for that if they were still theirs as well. So I think, you know, Todd, a good point. It's more targeted, but we do have some things we could spend those dollars on as well. You know, we'll, because there are some needs.
that's still, I mean, that's still a big amount too, 119,000 too.
Yeah.
119, not 200.
2,500 is not a
119.
drastic amount either, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
thinking through.
and
the
I agree
process.
with both ways.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get to a point where we want to do something.
Yeah.
And we can't use safety dollars because we're out of that. So I mean, that was my only.
Council, I mean, I would like to just note that I am trying to be as frugal as I can with this. I had looked at the Verkada system that we're currently using. And just one of those cameras is upwards of $4,000 or $5,000 per camera. And I think that's a bit excessive for our needs and what we're looking to accomplish here. I think that system has its place and use, and we're using it well around the city right now. But for this purpose, I think the localized, more budget-friendly option is the way to go. And then, like I had mentioned, that it is expandable up to 5 more additional cameras if we do want to do some more security sides on the city hall part of the building, but all be things we could accomplish with this system.
And we don't have to be hooked up to a company or anything like the other
Correct.
cameras
No,
around town.
Yep, these 100% local. It's
In-house,
ours,
in-house.
something that would only be managed from the police department.
Yeah, it works well in small areas, small contained areas like the police department. So it's a good application for that. And a known system to Tony, so he knows how to run it, he knows how to manage it, and so, yeah, I thought it was a good idea.
We just need to decide what pot we want to take the money from.
Yeah, you could include it in your motion, but yeah, whoever makes a motion can just state within the motion that you recommend or we spend safety dollars or set aside dollars.
I guess I would make a motion to approve the purchase of the cameras, but I would like to make a motion with using it from the, your equipment account rather than safety dollars. I would make that motion.
Or the set aside, the equipment is different, but yeah.
I'll second.
Any further discussions? Favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Aye. I just think we should use it for safety dollars, so. Passes 4-1-0. Thanks, Tony. 7C, Resolution 2026-27, sale of 550 22nd Street. Curtis.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Mayor and City Council members. The EDA has approved the sale or resolution for the sale of 550 22nd Street. For those of you that are familiar with where that is, it's kind of down by, right by Midwest Livestock on the southwest side of town. There's 2 lots there the EDA owns. This is the smaller of the 2 lots, it's 1.53 acres. So in May, the EDA received an offer from P&K Custom Design for that lot. And if you're familiar with that lot, the parcel of land sits right in front of water filtration. It's got a road going through it, an easement going through it to get back there. It's a very unique lot. If you want to talk to Mr. Angerman about it, he's got the lowdown of how unique that lot is. And after discussion, the EDA took the offer, consulted with WHKS, consulted with P&K, and P&K is aware of the work that needs to be done to get the water rolling the right way for that parcel of land. And therefore, that's why we accepted the $50,000 offer that was given to us. P&K is looking to construct a 50 by 90 foot size building and looking to hire additional staff once their building is completed. In July, I sent the plans to the Planning and Zoning Commission with Mr. Robb, and they concluded the sale of the land was in accordance with the city's comprehensive plan at their July 14th meeting. From that, the EDA set a public hearing. Last Wednesday, we had our public hearing, which was held and the purchase agreement was shared between the EDA and the president of P&K's, Paul Klankowski. The EDA held a public hearing for residents, taxpayers, voiced concerns. There were no citizens there. Therefore, the EDA's last step is to have a resolution approved by the city council, where the EDA recommends approval of that resolution to the city council. Any other questions that I could answer for you?
So do they have to put another pond in there for the runoff then?
That's a possibility. So there were 2 possibilities. Either they pipe water to the pond that's on the north side of water filtration, or they have to put a pond there. It's more than likely they're gonna have to put a pond in.
It's your buyer's expense.
Yeah.
Correct?
That's why it's under negotiation on the price, because it's going to be expensive. And we're paying taxes on this land, so it's good to get something in there and get some tax base.
Yeah, we pay roughly $2,114 a year on tax on that parcel of land as a city.
Oh, it's city owned.
EDA owned it. Yep.
How about we have to pay taxes?
No, just because it's city owned.
It sat for more than 8 years, wasn't it, Kurt? After 8 years of public use, a lot for public use either becomes a park or public use, or you pay taxes.
Then where that sign is for.
That'll be moved. Yeah.
You have room to have a sign out there anywhere, or the sign has to go back for his property?
You know, I think it's part of the purchase agreement that he has room for a sign on this parcel. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026-27.
I'll second.
Any further discussions? Bob?
Aye.
Joan?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Fred?
All right,
And I passes 5-0-0. Thanks, Kurt. 7C, Resolution 2026, Christ Evangelical Subdivision. Miles.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. So tonight I'm bringing you a resolution approving the minor subdivision for Christ Evangelical Lutheran Church. They are seeking to kind of adjust their parcel lines. So I provided this in my memo, but their applicant is G-Cube, that's their contractor. They submitted a survey for us to do this. They're in the process of selling the school portion right now. But as you can see, there's 4 separate parcels here. And so the school encompasses 2 of those. So basically, I also attached a survey in here as well for you. They're basically seeking to combine these into 2 separate lots, which would be split by the alley. So on the left side of the alley or the west side would be one whole parcel, including the church and parking lots. And then on the east side would just be the school and the adjacent lot. And so our only really mechanism to do this is to do subdivision because it's just our approval process for the county. And so we had a public hearing for it here in August and heard comments from the public on it, mostly just kind of concerns or just comments about what's going on, like what are they doing? That's kind of the basic rundown on it, and I'll open up for questions for you.
Any questions on it? I know we've done a few of those, I think some residential stuff just in the past, because older part of town, different alleys being vacated and stuff like that.
And we just have a lot of weird parcels and weird parcel lines that need to get adjusted. Don't know why it was done back in the day, but we're here now, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution 2026-28.
Second. Any further discussions? Bob?
Aye.
Joan? Kevin? Aye. Fred? And I pass it 5-0-0. Thanks, Miles. 7E, Resolution 2026-29, Hour Savers Minor Subdivision. Miles again, please.
So our second minor subdivision for a second church here tonight is for Our Savior's Church, and they are doing a minor subdivision to incorporate a purchase agreement that they are doing. So I attached the survey of the land they're seeking to purchase, which is from Lloyd Johnson. It is for 1.0 acres, and it's basically just going to be kind of wrapping around their current lot line. So I attached in my memo what the current parcel layout looks like, and basically the parcel in question that they're purchasing would be attached to where the parking lot currently is, and kind of fold around that and with the wetlands on Lloyd Johnson's land. So basically this portion of land that they're purchasing will mainly be used for additional parking. There's some concerns about wetlands that are in there currently right now that they'll have to work around, but they should be fine with what they're getting. And it's basically just to create another buffer between them and Mr. Lloyd Johnson. So this minor subdivision is basically to have the city approve this so that they can go to the county and present their signed purchase agreement and their survey with city approval to move ahead with this. We held a public hearing on this in August for Planning Commission, and just heard a couple of comments from the public, mainly about like, yes, this will be great for some additional parking, just to take the burden off the adjacent roads on the city streets as well.
They had a wetland delineation done, so they know exactly where the wetland is, and they know exactly where they can put any additional impervious surface. It's got to be less, 10,000 square feet or less of additional impervious surface, and it sounds like they'll be right there or less than that. And that's got to do with, I think, one of the planning commissioners asked a question about stormwater, a stormwater drainage plan. In our ordinance, that kicks in if you add more than 10,000 more, or 10,000 square feet more to your existing impervious. So they're going to be under that. So that should go okay for them as well. But some of this is wetland. It won't be all paved, what you see on there. It'll be just a little portion out in here, or out in, you can't see that, out to the right, the bottom portion, just a little bit of that. So, but yeah, it's just more or less Lloyd likes to have a buffer there, and he was willing to sell this as long as they didn't take the trees down and pave the whole thing. Well, they couldn't anyway, so.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026-29.
I'll second that.
Any further discussions? COB?
Aye.
Joan?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Fred?
Aye.
And I passes 5-0-0. Thanks, Mr. Rob. 7F, Resolution 2026 Zumbrota, Resolution awarding project lead service line replacement. Jeff?
You guys are fairly familiar with this, we've gone through multiple steps to get to this point where we've gotten a low bid contractor, but I'll just kind of reiterate some of WHKS's stuff here, that on August 16, 2026, the city received 10 bids for their lead service replacement project. The low bid was submitted by JJD Companies, LLC of Blooming Prairie for $796,800. The estimated project cost was $880,000, and we have a $1 million MPFA grant. So basically, we're just looking to award the contractor.
When does that work expect to start?
That I am waiting on a project meeting with the contractors, but I would expect pretty soon. Their deadline date is, for completion is June 25th of 27.
Memo that WHGS helped me with and provided, it says, yeah, fall of 26 into spring of 27. Is projected.
If we get a grant for $1 million, it's only going to cost us $800,000. Do we even get those dollars, or does that still stay?
Well, what we have is, so that's their estimated cost at this point. There are others built-in contingencies, but there's also 78 reported lead lines or galvanized for replacement, either city or resident, or the resident side. So we bid 50 out. In order to fall inside that parameter, we can always backfill or whatever at that time.
There'll be another project next year.
Right, for whatever is remaining and stuff like that. And also, there could be a potential with these, some of these were self-reported. They might fall off, or the scope of that project might become smaller per household.
Well, I'll make that motion to approve the bid to JDD or JJD Companies.
Second.
Any further discussions? Bob?
Aye.
Joan?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Fred? And I passes 500. Thanks, Jeff. Let's do reports. I'm gonna actually go before Brian's. I thought Chief would stay around, ex-chief, but I just wanted to thank him for his service for the community of City of Zumbrota, and where he's brought the police department from when he started to where we're at. I know he's worked hard and he's made some changes, and I just wanted to welcome Tony Pasquale in the new spot, and excited to see where he brings the growing city of Zumbrota, and still continuing to provide service and safety for our residents and our businesses. Thank you. Let's do Bob this time.
The only thing I would say is welcome to Tony, and appreciate all the work that past Chief Pat Callahan did as well.
Joan?
I would second all of that.
Perfect. Kevin?
I have no other report but welcome. Thank you for serving so consistently and well in the past, and looking forward to continuing on as chief.
Fred?
Yeah, I would say welcome too. And I mean, the only other question I have, I get a lot of questions on the Pleasant Avenue. Where are we at on the Pleasant Avenue?
We'll leave that to Jeff. Are you gonna do that in the report, or do you wanna do that now?
I can do a report too, I guess.
Don't matter to me.
Oh, they are moved in. They moved in today. They're cleaning up the dirt and the bark from the grindings, and they are going to mill. This is on the city website, but they have shrunk the project. They're going to mill Fifth Street, the block of Fifth Street, and between First and Second, and one block of Second, and that is their project for the year.
For the year.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's been a lot of questions on that, so.
Yeah, anything else, Fred?
Oh, I got one question on the fundraising for the pool. How's that going?
It is at a standstill. We're searching for a 501c3 that will host, or as a pass-through for the big box stores, and a lot of those applications, you need a 501c3 determination letter. The Covered Bridge Festival was going to help us out with that, but they didn't follow through with all the paperwork. They don't have a determination letter. The foundation, Zumbrota Community Trust, turned us down twice. I just had a conversation with Superintendent Barnick and sent an email to Susan Peterson, who is the chair or the treasurer of the Ed Foundation, the Education Foundation at the school. They have a 501c3. So I'm asking them if they'll help us out with a pass-through. Speaking with our city attorneys, we can pay for any extra accounting costs and paperwork costs that creates for a 501c3 that would be willing to host the money. So that's where that's at. I've been working on that for weeks. trying to get that ironed out. I've been striking out so far. Kurt also spoke with his CETA colleagues. He's got a possibility as well. I wanted one last effort to keep things local before we go with a bigger, larger 501c3 that's not necessarily in Zumbrota. So that's where we're at. We do have a commitment of a $20,000 commitment. I haven't gotten the official email or on that yet. So, but they want that to be a matching $20,000 commitment as well. So hopefully we'll realize about $40,000 off of that. So that's positive.
Anything else, Fred? Perfect. Miles? Jeff?
Yep, I will say congratulations, Tony. And then I'll hit on some key points on the pool, just kind of a quick update on that. The water and sewer are into the bathhouse. Schumacher's got those in. Temp power has been installed. The footings for the bathhouse are dug. They're waiting the cement contractor to come in and be poured. I think they're waiting on some rebar to be delivered. We're anticipating footings and the poured walls probably to start next week, hopefully, because they have I think our schedule is set up for Schumacher's backfill for September 2nd, 3rd on the bathhouse building. So that's kind of where we stand as of right now.
Any questions on the pool? Jeff and I and Brian talked a little bit about that prior to the council, so. It's coming. I know they've been waiting on a few things, so
It's a construction project. You run into these things here and there, so.
They're trying to someone on schedule, it sounds like.
Yeah, we're waiting for some deeper tanks for the pool part so that we can kind of get out of the bottom there and keep moving with the plumbing and which connects to that building. So, but the building will be able to progress at this point.
Be nice if we scheduled the freezing temperatures for a little later in the year though.
Yeah. Like January.
Yeah, maybe January.
Perfect. Anything else, Jeff?
That is it.
Kurt? James?
We started construction on our environmental controls last week, so right along with that.
Perfect. Thanks, James. Chief for the first time.
Yes, just like to remind everyone that we've got the meet and greet with myself tomorrow at Nature's Grind from 8:30 to 10:30. You would like to stop out or chat with me face to face, I welcome you or anyone in the community to stop out with that. Otherwise, we do have outgoing Chief Callahan's retirement reception in the city council chambers here on Saturday from 1 to 5 that we welcome everyone to attend, even if just for 5 minutes, give them a handshake and a well wish. We'd appreciate seeing you.
Perfect. Thanks, Chief.
So this is why Todd went first, so I didn't take his stuff.
Yeah.
But Tony took some of mine. Yeah, so I worked hard to get a nice thank you here for Chief Callahan, thinking he would stay. I'll read it to him later
He
again.
got rid of the
but,
badge and went running.
He did, he took it right out the door.
Oh, geez.
But, so I'm gonna read it anyway, just to get on the meeting here, but Chief Callahan, thank you for your years of dedicated service to the city of Zumbrota. I'm proud to have had the privilege of serving as your city administrator for the past 6 years. It's been an honor to work alongside you and witness firsthand your love for the profession, your officers, and the people of Zumbrota. Your leadership has helped move our department forward, but what stands out most is the heart you have brought to the job. You've led with compassion, conviction, and genuine desire to serve others. Your faith and love for the Lord have been an important part of who you are and how you have led. Basically, I was going to tell them, thank you for your friendship, leadership, and your many years of service to our community. Zumbrota is a better place because of your service. I wish you all the best in retirement. So I'll get that to him on Saturday. And then Tony talked about the farewell on Saturday. Asked Pat if he was going to have cake or what he wanted, and he wanted donuts. And I said, well,
Weird.
that's appropriate. So there'll be 300 donuts. So make sure you come hungry and make sure you send everybody you know. Otherwise, we're going to have a lot of donuts left. And then new Chief Pasquale. I want to welcome Tony Pasquale as our new Chief of Police. Tony has served our community since 2016 in part-time role and sergeant and has demonstrated strong leadership, professionalism, and a genuine commitment to the people of Zumbrota. I've had the privilege of working closely with Tony over this time and I have confidence in his ability to lead our police department. I look forward to working with you, Tony, as we continue the tradition of providing excellent public safety services to our community. So welcome, proud to have you in a new role, the top role.
And you ain't moving anywhere else, so I said 25.
That'll be about the time when Todd's going on.
Perfect. Anything else, Brian?
No, that's enough.
Okay, meeting adjourned.
Go shake your
I'm back.